If you're a man over 60 and your hands feel cold, your feet feel numb, and your confidence in the bedroom has quietly faded, then what I'm about to say may shake you to your core. Because what if I told you that the key to restoring strong blood flow and powerful natural erections isn't found in a bottle, a doctor's office, or even a pharmacy? It's been hidden in your own hands this whole time. My name is Dr. James. I'm a men's health specialist with over 30 years of clinical experience, and I've spent my entire career helping older men rediscover the strength, vitality, and intimacy they thought was lost forever. And today I'm going to share with you something most doctors won't, even if they knew about it. There are 3 pressure points on your hand that, when activated properly, can change your circulation in ways you never imagined. Most men press the wrong way or give up too early because no one ever taught them how to do it right. But when you combine these 3 points with a few simple daily shifts in breathing, hydration, movement, and sleep, something incredible happens. Your blood starts flowing again, naturally. In the next few minutes, I'll walk you through each of these pressure points, exactly where they are, how to stimulate them, and what to feel. But that's just the beginning, because I'm also going to give you a simple morning drink that amplifies their power by 10 times. So stay with me. What you're about to discover could be the turning point your body has been waiting for. Before we dive into these life-changing techniques, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another health breakthrough designed specifically for men over 60. And if you find this video helpful, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0. Your feedback helps me improve and serve you better. Now that you're here, let's begin with the first and most overlooked reason why circulation fades after 60. This isn't just about aging, it's about silent changes happening inside your body that no one warned you about. Understanding this is the foundation for everything we're about to build, because once you know what's really causing your cold hands, your fading energy, and your weaker morning response, you'll finally see why these pressure points matter so much and how they can help reverse it. 1. Why your circulation fades after 60 and why it's not your fault. I've sat across from hundreds of men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s who've looked me in the eye and said the same thing. "Doc, I just don't feel like myself anymore." They describe cold hands, numb feet, and mornings that used to start with strength, now starting in silence. And every time I tell them the truth, it's not your fault. Your body isn't failing you. It's just doing what it was designed to do under stress, aging, and years of sitting still. As we get older, our blood vessels stiffen. The lining of those vessels, once smooth and flexible, starts to break down. Testosterone drops, nerve signals slow, and circulation becomes sluggish. The blood that once surged easily to your heart, your hands, and yes, your manhood, starts to hesitate. You feel colder, you move slower, and deep down maybe you've started to believe this is just how it's going to be from now on. But it doesn't have to be, because the truth is, your body still wants to function. It still remembers how. It just needs the right message, the right activation to get moving again. That's where the pressure points come in. These ancient switches are more than just muscle and skin. They're wired into your body's internal map for circulation, energy, and even desire. Let me show you the first pressure point. It's right there on your hand, and when you activate it properly, something almost magical begins to happen. 2. Pressure point number 1, Li4, joining valley, the circulation switch. The first time I showed this point to a patient named Walter, he was 68, retired Navy, he raised an eyebrow and said, "You're telling me this little spot on my hand can do all that?" I nodded. Then I guided his thumb to the fleshy web between his thumb and index finger. He pressed gently, then a little firmer. After about 20 seconds, he paused and whispered, "I feel it. Something's happening." That spot he touched is called Li4, also known as the joining valley. It's not just a random place on your hand. In traditional Chinese medicine, it's one of the most powerful switches in your entire circulatory system. It connects to the large intestine meridian, yes, but more importantly, it activates pathways tied to blood movement, nerve function, and even reproductive flow. When you press into Li4 with the right pressure, not too soft, not too hard, you may feel a dull ache or a warm tingling that rises up your arm. That's your blood moving. That's your body responding. I recommend holding the pressure for a full 60 seconds, breathing deeply as you do it. Some of my patients close their eyes, visualizing blood traveling from their hand to their heart and down into the pelvis. What surprised Walter wasn't just the warmth he felt, but what he noticed the next morning. He told me it's like something flipped back on. And that's exactly what this point is meant to do. But Li4 is only one part of the puzzle. There's another point, hidden right in the center of your palm, that works like an ignition switch for your entire energy system. And when you combine it with Li4, something remarkable happens. Let me show you. 3. Pressure point number 2, Lao Gong, Palace of Labor, the internal furnace. When I first discovered the power of this point, I tried it on myself late one night after a long shift at the clinic. My hands were tired, my body was heavy, and I felt drained, emotionally and physically. I sat quietly, made a soft fist, and placed my thumb in the exact center of my palm, right where my middle finger would touch. I started pressing in slow, pulsing waves, 3 seconds on, 1 second off. I wasn't expecting much, but within a minute I felt warmth begin to spread, not just in my palm, but up my arm into my chest. It was like someone lit a small fire inside me. This point is called Lao Gong, or Palace of Labor, and that name couldn't be more fitting. It's the gateway to the energy that fuels your heart, your breath, and yes, your passion. For older men, especially those feeling flat, tired, or emotionally disconnected, this point can be life-changing. It doesn't just warm the body, it wakes it up. I've had men tell me they felt tears come to their eyes while pressing this point, not from pain, but from the quiet return of a feeling they thought they'd lost. A sense of power, of connection, of being fully alive again. But Lao Gong's real magic happens when it's used alongside another point, one most men overlook entirely. It's tucked deep into the muscle, and when stimulated properly, it can help reignite your strength, your stamina, and even your drive. And it's the one I want to show you next. 4. Pressure point number 3, Li10, arm 3 miles, the strength booster. I remember working with a man named Curtis, a 72-year-old retired firefighter. He came into my office frustrated, saying, "Doc, I've still got the will, but my body doesn't seem to listen anymore." That line stuck with me. Curtis wasn't ready to slow down, but his energy, strength, and stamina were fading fast. So I introduced him to a pressure point most people don't even know exists, Li10, also known as arm 3 miles. It's located just below the crease of your elbow, along the outer forearm. Pressing into that spot for the first time, Curtis said, "Feels sore." I smiled and told him, "That means you found it." Li10 connects to the body's muscular and energetic channels. In traditional medicine, they say this point can give you the strength to walk 3 extra miles. But in men over 60, I've seen it do much more than that. It boosts physical vitality, sharpens focus, and for some, it sparks a return of something deeper: drive, presence, and masculine fire. Curtis pressed this point daily, rotating his wrist gently while applying pressure. After 2 weeks, he walked in grinning. "My energy's back," he said, "and so is the part of me I thought I'd lost." The truth is, these 3 points, Li4, Lao Gong, and Li10, form a powerful triangle for men over 60. But what happens when you combine them with a special breathing technique that sends oxygen straight into the areas that need it most? That's where things really start to change, and in just a moment, I'll show you how to do it step by step. 5. The Morning Breath Booster, Fueling the Fire. Some years ago, I had a patient named Leonard, 67, soft-spoken, thoughtful. He told me, "Doc, I'm doing everything right, but I still feel like I'm running on half a tank." And I knew exactly what he meant. For so many older men, it's not that their body is broken, it's that their body isn't being properly fueled. That's when I taught Leonard a simple but powerful breathing technique I call the Morning Breath Booster. And within days, things started to shift. Here's what makes this different. Most people breathe from their chest, shallow, quick, forgettable. But to truly boost circulation, oxygen must reach the lower lungs, the blood, and the pelvic floor. That's where life returns. That's where strength begins again. This technique teaches your body to breathe the way it was meant to. Deep, full, focused. Each morning, before your feet even hit the floor, place one hand on your belly and the other on your chest. Inhale slowly through your nose for 4 counts. Only your belly hand should rise. Then hold for 7 counts. During that hold, gently tighten the muscles you'd use to stop a stream of urine. That pelvic squeeze pushes blood into the places it's been missing. Finally, exhale through your mouth for 8 counts with a soft whoosh. 5 rounds. That's it. Leonard called me 2 weeks later and said, "I feel clearer, I feel warmer, and my wife noticed too." But breath is only part of the story, because even with deep oxygen, your blood can't flow freely if it's too thick, or if you're starting the day already dehydrated. That's why what you drink and how you drink it matters more than you think. Let me explain. 6. Hydrate like this, not like that. There's something I've seen time and time again with my older male patients. They believe they're drinking enough water, but they're still constantly tired, foggy, and cold in their hands and feet. I remember one man, Bill, 74, a retired mechanic, who proudly told me he drank coffee all day and figured that counted. When I tested him, he was dehydrated and didn't even know it. His blood was thick, slow, and struggling to move. No wonder his energy was low, his sleep was restless, and his circulation felt stuck. Most men over 60 don't realize that the way they drink water is just as important as the amount. First thing in the morning, your body is like dry soil. It needs hydration to function, but not all fluids work the same. Cold water shocks the system. Coffee depletes minerals. What your body truly needs is structured, absorbable hydration and a way to move it into your tissues, not just your stomach. So here's what I told Bill to do. Every morning, drink 16 to 20 ounces of room temperature water with a pinch of sea salt and a squeeze of fresh lemon. Then don't just sit there. Walk around, stretch, move gently. This movement acts like a pump, pushing that hydration into your cells, your organs, and yes, your circulation. A week later, Bill said, "Doc, I don't just feel better, I feel awake." And that's the point. Hydration done right wakes up the whole system. But there's one more piece to this puzzle, and it's something almost every man over 60 is unknowingly doing wrong, especially in the last hour of their day. Fix this, and you might just wake up with more strength than you felt in years. Let's talk about that next. 7. Do this before bed for stronger mornings. Not long ago, I had a patient named Harold, 70 years old, who looked healthy on paper but kept waking up feeling empty. No energy, no morning response, just a dull sense of something missing. "Doc," he said, "I do everything right during the day, but the mornings feel like a letdown." I asked him one question: "What's your nighttime routine?" He shrugged. "TV until I doze off." That's more common than you'd think. What most men don't realize is that your body restores blood flow and hormone levels while you sleep, but only if you set the right conditions. When you flood your eyes with screen light late at night, you confuse your brain, shut down melatonin, and trigger stress hormones like cortisol. That means your blood vessels stay tight, your sleep gets shallow, and you wake up with nothing left in the tank. Here's what I gave Harold, and what I give to every man who wants to reclaim his mornings. 2 hours before bed, turn off all screens. Dim the lights, let your body shift into recovery mode. Then right before lying down, go through your 3 pressure points, LI4, Laogong, and LI10, just like you did in the morning. Breathe slowly. Let each touch remind your body it's safe, strong, and ready to heal. After 1 week, Harold looked 10 years younger. "I'm not just sleeping better," he told me, "I'm waking up proud again." And while a good night's sleep can do wonders, there's something else you need to know. Because even with great habits, there are silent destroyers working against your circulation, and most men have no idea they're doing them. Let's expose those next. 8. The circulation killers you must avoid. Sometimes it's not what you're missing, it's what you're unknowingly doing that's holding you back. I had a patient named Glenn, 66, who followed all the right advice. He did the breathing, the pressure points, even adjusted his diet, but his results were inconsistent. Some days he felt great. Other days it was like nothing was working. When I asked him about his habits, 3 things stood out, and they're the same 3 mistakes I see most men over 60 making without realizing the damage. First, Glenn checked his phone the moment he woke up. That one habit alone was sending a surge of cortisol through his body before his feet hit the ground. That hormone tightens blood vessels and blocks flow, exactly what we don't want. Second, he drank ice-cold water right after brushing his teeth. It might seem harmless, but cold constricts blood vessels and slows circulation, especially in the digestive tract and lower body. And third, he sat for hours at a time without moving. He'd read, watch TV, or nap in the recliner, and his hips and pelvic region stayed frozen in place. That stagnation slowly suffocates blood flow. We fixed all 3. Glenn started his mornings tech-free, switched to warm lemon water, and got up every hour to move and stretch. 2 weeks later, he felt like a new man. "Doc," he told me, "I didn't realize I was holding myself back." And maybe you don't either, not until now. But now that you've cleared the path, it's time to supercharge the system. Because what you put into your body, specifically one powerful morning drink, can multiply everything we've done so far. Let me show you exactly what to make. 9. The Circulation Elixir for Morning Power. I'll never forget Carlos. He was 68, a retired teacher, and came to me after trying nearly everything: supplements, pills, even injections. Nothing gave him lasting results. He looked at me one day, defeated, and said, "Doc, I just want to feel like myself again, like a man." That's when I gave him the recipe. A simple morning drink I'd been testing with my most dedicated patients. Not a gimmick, not a trendy juice, but a real blend of natural ingredients that fuel blood flow, boost nitric oxide, and awaken the body from the inside out. The ingredients are humble. 1 fresh beet, a chunk of raw ginger, juice from 1 lemon, a teaspoon of raw honey, a cup of pure pomegranate juice, and just a pinch of cayenne pepper. When combined, they become a circulation powerhouse. Beets deliver nitrates that the body converts into nitric oxide, opening blood vessels. Ginger stimulates warmth and flow. Lemon and honey balance and cleanse. Pomegranate protects and supports testosterone. Cayenne gives it the push, an inner heat that gets things moving. I told Carlos to drink it 30 minutes before his morning pressure point routine. No skipping, no substitutions. Within 10 days, he called me and said, "My wife keeps asking what's gotten into me. I haven't felt this alive in 20 years. That's the power of working with your body, not against it. But as powerful as this drink is, it's not enough on its own. To truly change your circulation, you need consistency, ritual, a clear daily plan that makes these practices second nature. So now let me walk you through exactly what to do morning and night to lock in everything we've built so far. 10. Your daily routine, recap and action plan. If there's one thing I've learned in 30 years of helping men reclaim their vitality, it's this: real change doesn't come from doing something once. It comes from doing the right things daily. Begin each morning with deep belly breathing, hydrate with warm lemon water, and follow the pressure point routine. At night, repeat the sequence. Cut out screens and let your body reset. Use the Circulation Elixir consistently for 21 days. These aren't just tips, they're tools, and when you use them with intention, your body will respond. Now it's your turn. Start today and don't look back.